Okay, so for this last talk, I'm going to talk about Lighthouse. So Lighthouse is probably a tool that you know if you already build some progressive web apps. Actually, it's a good tool for newcomers in this world because it can test your app and check if it meets all the requirements to be a good progressive web app. But it's also more than that, actually. In a general way, it's a tool that can audit the performance and the quality of your app. And it has more and more interesting tests as the project is growing. Plus, we'll see that it has some nice advanced features. So first, it's just a simple Chrome extension. So it's very easy to install, very easy to use. So let's test it. Okay, here is a homepage of a blog that we will use for our tests. So I'm running Lighthouse. It's taking the control of my browser, actually, refreshing the page several times in different conditions, like without networks, without JavaScript, etc. It will also simulate a mobile device by reducing the speed of the network and the speed of my CPU. And at the end, it will generate this report. So if you haven't used Lighthouse recently, you can notice that it changed a little bit. Now we have 4 distinct categories. The classic PWA checklists with the service worker, for example, the fact that the application should work offline, that it should display something if there is no JavaScript on the client. We also have the performance category with some nice and very user-centric metrics, like the time to see the first meaningful paints, the time when the user will be able to start interacting with the page, etc. We also have an accessibility audit, something that we often forget about, and also best practices with various tests. Okay, we'll try to improve this this score. So I'm going to my app. I will just add a service as a service worker. So I'm not going into details about what this service worker is doing, but quickly it's just a really basic service worker generated by SW Precache and included with Webpack. Plus, at the same time, I'm going to change this logo at the top of the page by a very heavy image, a 3 megabyte image, just to see what Lighthouse think about that. Okay. Oops. Let's rebuild the app and run the test again. Okay, so actually this time we won't wait until the end, and because I just saved the response. So here is a report. So we can see that the progressive web app now has a score of 82. That's quite good. It's not the 100% of Algolia, but we're reaching it small step after small step. However, the performance is even worse. So we can see what Lighthouse can tell us about that. So Lighthouse is giving us some opportunities to improve the performance. Oops. And the first opportunity is properly sized images with probably our image. Yes, logobig.png, which could save 3 megabytes. So it's not a big surprise, but at least it's good to know that Lighthouse can see and prevent that kind of mistake. But yes, if you want to really go and really work on your performance, at the end you will have to get your hands dirty and do the stuff yourself. Lighthouse won't be able to do everything for you. Okay. So that's already nice, but there is something I like even more with Lighthouse. It's the fact that it's a node module. So it means that you can use it programmatically. You can use it in your automated test, for example, and prevent regression by integrate this test with your CI. I like to write Mocha tests when I'm working on a JavaScript application. So let's try to write such a test using the full power of Lighthouse. So before running the tests, we will run Lighthouse and save the results into a variable. We don't forget to update the timeout because it's taking quite a long time to run. And then we can run our tests using these results we just got. For example, we can test if the application is working offline. Okay, now let's just focus on this method, the one that is running Lighthouse. So it needs the Lighthouse module in addition with Chrome Launcher, which can launch Chrome from Node. Then we simply launch Chrome, give the port to Lighthouse, and run Lighthouse on the URL we want to test. Okay, we can test it as well. So I'm running my tests. Okay, the same here, it's taking some time. So actually, I'm just going to show you what it looks like in my CI. Okay, here it is. So we can see that we have one broken test, maybe because it's a performance test, the perceptual speed index. So maybe it's because of the big image we just added. But it's good because actually Lighthouse just spotted the regression, so we won't push that to production. Okay. So we have seen one of the main drawbacks of using Lighthouse in automated tests is the fact that it's taking a very long time to run. It was taking actually almost 1 minute, and we only tested the home page. But actually, we can configure that. We can configure every test we want to run. For example, if I'm only interested in the performance tests, I can ask Lighthouse not to run other tests and to save some time. In a general way, I can run only I can configure everything. I can even write new tests, and that's what we are going to do now. So first, let me show you a bit of the Lighthouse architectures. So I don't understand everything in this diagram, but we'll focus on these two elements. So we have the gatherers that are collecting the data from the browser, and we have audits that are doing the assertions on this data. Let's take an example. So here is a gatherer that is getting the HTML from a page that is loaded without JavaScript. So this gatherer has two methods, before and after. So before loading the page, we will disable JavaScript. And after, we will just query the full body of the page. So very simple. And this is the audit. So this audit is checking that the page is returning something if it's loaded without JavaScript. It has two methods. In the first one, we will name our tests, we will name our audits, and we will provide it with the required gatherers so it can run. And in the audit method, we'll just do the assertions and return the results as an array, as an object. Okay, I can show you what it can look like at the end. So this is a report I generated with a custom audit. So now you can see that we have a fifth category. And in this category, we have our custom audit that is actually measuring the time when the article list is initialized. Well, it's not a very interesting test, but I trust you that you can do better. Okay, so I'm almost done. Just wanted to talk about two interesting features I like. First one is the fact that we can also run Lighthouse on real mobile devices using ADB. Because when you're running your tests on your desktop browser, you're actually simulating a mobile device. So maybe it's enough for you, but if you want to be closer to the reality, Lighthouse is providing a way to do it. And the second point is this small application made by Google. This one. So Lighthouse Report Viewer. You can give it a JSON report, and it will format it as an HTML report. So what I like to do when I'm running the test with Mocha or with something else is that I'm saving the report as a GIST on GitHub, and then I can provide a URL so I can see the full report, which I think is very interesting if you want to debug a failing test. So for example, if you look at this test on the CI that is failing, you can just get this URL because I saved the report, and I will get a 404. Thanks. Okay. Okay. So here is a few resources that you can use. The first one is the repo I use for my tests. Second one is the official repo from Lighthouse. And third one is a video from the Google EO conference that is talking about Lighthouse. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you try to run only performances tests and see how long it takes?
No, actually, I don't know how much you can save if you only run desk tests.
Okay.
Maybe not so much.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't test it actually.
Okay, and you don't know either if you load pages, several pages, can you save the time to instantiate?
If you do the test on several pages instead of just one as we did, it will take
like four times
the time we had, so it will be long. Something that I didn't test either is the fact that you can use Chrome headless. I don't know if you see it, but when I was running my tests, Chrome is opening real window of my browser. Oh, just there. It's doing the test.
Okay.
So headless, you can save some time as well, I think, but I didn't test it.
All right.
What is ADB?
ADB is a tool, I think it's for Android device bridge, exactly, that you can use to debug on your on a real device. So when you're developing a mobile application, for example, that's what you can use to see your application that is currently in development on your mobile, just by connecting it on USB. So it's for Android, and I don't know if it works, how it works, but you can do many stuff with that.
I have one question about the upcoming updates that are planned for Lighthouse. For instance, you were telling that we didn't have the tools to correct the images size, for instance. Is there a planning on including an automatic resizing tool, for instance, for just the images, or very small quick wins that could help people out?
I'm not sure. They talk about what they plan to do during the last Google I/O conference. They didn't talk about that. I think their plan is to build more and more tests. They plan to work on SEO tests, for example. Other tests I can't remember exactly, but it will stay a tool to audit your app and not to fix it automatically, at least for now.